Module 2, Lesson 3, Losing Weight. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about losing weight. We all are created different and we have special features or characteristics that make us who we are. These characteristics are controlled by genes, which are ribbons of DNA found in our cells. Genes are located at the core of each cell in what is called the nucleus. They control everything that takes place in the cell, from producing proteins and hormones to using up glucose to produce energy. Genes do not only control what goes on in the cell, they also control our physical and psychological attributes like appetite, the foods we like, and most importantly, our ideal weight. This is important because each of us has an ideal weight that has been set by our genetic code. When a person's weight increases above this ideal weight, the person becomes diabetic. How do we gain weight? We eat to supply our bodies with the energy required for different functions. If we recall from our first lecture, we need energy to grow, move, keep us warm, for reproduction, and to drive all the different reactions that take place in the cells in our bodies. In the previous lecture, we learned that the amount of energy we can get from any food is determined by the number of calories the food contains. We also learned that the excess calories are stored as fat. How much food do we need? So, the amount of food we should eat every day would depend on our age, sex, our current weight, and how active we are. Age, because children like babies and toddlers, as well as teenagers and adolescents, grow at faster rates than adults who have completed their growth. Boys and men have more muscle mass than girls and women, so they generally require more calories. Also, males engage in more physically strenuous activities. Energy drives every movement we make each day. Our muscles burn the calories provided in our food for all the movements they make. An athlete requires more calories than a person who does little or no exercise. Similarly, the bigger a person is, the larger the quantity of cells that make up their body. This means more reactions are taking place in the body and more energy is required to keep warm. In a nutshell, bigger adults need more calories than smaller adults. More calories are needed when we reach the age when reproduction begins to take place. This is important in females because they get pregnant. A young girl whose reproductive system is just developing requires more calories than a woman who has started menstruating. This is nature's way of ensuring that a mother can provide enough nourishment for any baby or any child she's going to carry. A baby and a woman who is pregnant or breastfeeding requires more calories than a woman who isn't pregnant. However, pregnant women don't need to eat for two, as is commonly said. All they need is about 100 to 300 more calories per day, depending on whether they are having one baby or twins. How do I lose weight? To lose weight, the total calorie intake of an individual must be less than the calories required for the normal day-to-day activities of that individual. When calorie intake is reduced, fat, which is the long-term store of the body, is used up. Let's digress a little and go to insulin. If we recall from the previous lectures we've had, we said insulin is the bridge glucose passes to enter cells. When insulin works optimally, the person is said to be insulin sensitive. When fat stores are filled up and insulin no longer works, an affected person is said to be insulin resistant.